Hey, welcome back, guys. So today on this video, we are talking about Square Invoices, and more specifically, I'm going to quickly answer a question I keep getting a lot on my other video, and that is, how do you create a Square invoice? So let's go ahead and talk about this. First off, guys, real quick video, not too many steps involved, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video. But why would you want to create a Square invoice anyways? Well, that's pretty easy. If you're running an online business, you know that sometimes you have to invoice your clients, and if you do it on Excel, sometimes it can take a while to get all that organized. So Square Invoice is a popular option. Whatever the case is, it's a pretty easy process. It's handled here in Square Invoices, the app. It's this blue and white one here on the top center. Check my video description. I'll try to leave the written instructions there as well. But I'm going to go ahead and open my Square Invoices app now. Okay, guys, I went ahead and opened my Square Invoices app. This is the home screen. Now here on the home screen, if you want to create an invoice, what you want to do is click on Invoices down here on the bottom left. Once you do that, you will see all of your outstanding invoices. However, in order to create a new invoice, you want to click on this blue plus icon here on the top right. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to be able to go ahead and create an invoice. So we're going to go ahead and go through that. All right, first what you want to do is go ahead and add a customer by clicking here. Okay, once you do that, you're going to see a list of your current customers inside of your Square Invoice app. Now, if you're adding a new customer, you want to go ahead and click on this plus icon here on the top right. Okay, so here is where you're going to add the customer that we're adding into the invoice. So you want to go ahead and put their first name, last name. You can put their phone number, email address, their physical address, the company, reference ID, and birthday if you want to do. So you don't need to necessarily add all the information. However, if you're going to be invoicing this person often, or you're going to be mailing them payments, definitely try to fill it out as much as possible. But the minimum you want to go ahead and put in is the company down here. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this in and then click on save here on the top right. Okay, guys, I went ahead and filled it out with the first name. I didn't have to put a last name, but I did go ahead and put the company name. This is completely optional. And then I'm going to click on save. Okay, now that customer has been added. So we're going to go ahead and add this customer into the invoice by clicking on add to invoice here on the top right. Okay, so here we are back on the invoice. So we have our customer here. Now we're going to go ahead and add an item that we are invoicing this customer for. So I'm going to click on add items. Okay, so here you're going to see all of the items that you have for sale, whether that's services or physical items. Go ahead and choose the one you're going to invoice for. If you don't have anything set up, you want to click on custom amount. Okay, so here we're going to set up a new product or service. So we'll click here and then we'll just type in the name of the product. Okay, and then next we're going to go ahead and add the price. All right, so I'm adding the price and then I'm going to click on add. Okay, so now we have the name of the product, the price, and then how many of that product, that person we are invoicing for. So let's say they're buying 2. We would just add right here, or you can lower it down to 1. And then here you can add a note about this. So you can add something like you purchased on Wednesday last week, or the color, or whatever it is you want to reference for this particular product. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to click on add. Okay, so here we are back on the invoice. So we have the name of our customer. We have the product that we are selling. You can add more products if you want. Let me scroll up. Okay, so down here, you can go ahead and add a late fee if the folks pay you late. Click on the blue add late fee. Okay, so what is the late fee? It can be a dollar amount or it could be a percentage of the amount. Go ahead and just add that in here. And then if there's some sort of grace period after the due date, go ahead and add that in here. I'm not going to do that, so let me click save. Okay, scrolling down a little bit more. So if you want to request a tip from those customers or those clients, go ahead and make sure this is blue. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't apply to my particular invoice. All right, let me scroll down a little bit more. Okay, so if you run a service-based business, you know that sometimes your clients are going to have to pay upfront a portion and then they'll pay the remainder once the product or service has been delivered. You can set that up here by adding a payment schedule. So you can request an initial deposit and then how much the deposit is going to be, whether it's a percentage or a dollar amount. And then you want to list when the balance is going to be due here. So again, that doesn't apply to my particular invoice, but this is a nice feature because you can kind of split up the payments on kind of milestones if you want to do so. Okay, so we already looked at add a payment schedule. If this is going to be something recurring, so if you run, let's say, a marketing agency and your client needs to pay you monthly, you can go ahead and set it up by clicking here, and then you can click on recurring, and then repeats every month, once every week, once every year, however they normally pay. And then here you can set an end date. If it's never, it's going to continue on forever, or on a set date, or after a number of invoices. So that does not apply to me, so let me go back. Okay, here you can go ahead and disclose when the invoice is due. So upon receipt, or you can put 30 days. And again, this is going to determine the late fee if you put one of those on there. Okay, here you can go ahead and disclose the service date. So again, if you're running maybe a construction company, you go ahead and disclose when the service takes place. And then back here, if you want automatic payments, if you have like a recurring service that you bill your customers for, you can go ahead and turn this on. So the payment method that that customer has on file would be billed monthly or whatever the term amount is, once a year, once a week, or however you normally set up the frequency. Let me scroll down. Okay, here you can go ahead and edit the types of payments that are accepted. So credit or debit card, ACH balance or bank transfer, Cash App Pay, gift card. If you're using Square Invoice to accept payments, they do disclose their fees right here, 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. If you have Invoices Plus, if not, it's going to be 3.3%, also 1% for ACH transfers. So let me close this down. Okay, so if you need to attach some sort of an invoice or shipping label or anything like that, you can go ahead and add that here. Okay, so if all that looks good to you and you'd like to go ahead and create this invoice in Square Invoices, go ahead and click on continue down here on the bottom in blue. Okay, so here is a preview of the invoice that we've set up. So go ahead and scroll through it, make sure all the information looks good. And if so, go ahead and click on this blue send button here at the bottom. I'm not going to do that because this is just a invoice I set up for this video. So there you have it, guys. If you're wondering how to create an invoice in Square Invoices, that is the easiest way I know how to do it. If you know an easier way, be sure to leave a comment below. Let the rest of us know how you did it. Hopefully you found that video useful. If so, click thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching.